Hi, this is Randy Pennington.
This is Joe Calloway. We talk about leadership.
And today we're talking about disruption. Specifically, should you disrupt if you're currently in a business?
Yeah, everybody's talking about disruption, but you've got to define your terms. Let me tell you something. I'm a principal in the disruption lab. We deal with creating disruptive strategies for corporations. And out there in the world, when I hear people say, let's talk about disruption, they're talking about making a change. That's all they're talking about, doing something better or changing something, not disruption in the classic Christensen from Harvard sense of a new product that is inferior in quality at a lower price that creates a new market. So when people say, well, we're going to disrupt, there's a hospital that's so proud. And I was in an article on disruption I read over the weekend. One of their big disruptions is a better hospital gown.
Yeah, that's
not a disruption. So when you hear people talk about disruption, are they talking about disruption or just making a change?
Most of the time, they're talking about making a big, scary change. By the way, the hospital gown, that's not even a big change.
No. Although I just had my annual physical, I'm all for better hospital gowns.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing.
It is, but that's not a disruption. It's not even a big change. It's not even a scary change. That's a continuous.
It's an improvement.
It's an improvement. It's a continuous improvement, which we all ought to be doing. So no, big change is not the same as Christensen's definition of disruption. That doesn't mean, though, that your company shouldn't be talking about disruption if you're talking about how do we go into a new market with an inferior product that disrupts everything. So, I mean, a big company can talk about disruption, but it's disrupting something else, not themselves, probably.
Yeah, we're into a semantics thing. You can get hung up on what do you mean by disruption. The thing is, the way I look at it is, are you willing to look at a change that might put what you are presently doing out of business? Now, it doesn't, and I'm not stuck on it has to be an inferior product at a cheaper price that creates a new market. Maybe you could get a whole lot more market with a better product. But I do think the marketplace, in terms of disruption and change, is really moving towards more accessibility, to making what you do, product or service, more accessible, easier to buy, easier to understand, easier to use. You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I go back to those 4 words. You've heard me use them: faster, better, cheaper, friendlier. Yeah. Those are the 4. Try for all 4. 3 is a home run, usually.
Yeah.
And part of that is being accessible. That's friendlier. Being better. That's accessible. So simple is better. So
one of the poster companies for disruption. Everybody talks about Uber. What did Uber do? They made it easier to get a ride. Boom.
That's it.
They made it easier to get a ride. Netflix made it easier to watch a movie. I'm telling you what. You make something easier. You're stepping up to the plate, looking at least a triple, if not a home run. The market loves easier.
Well, and the thing about disruption is, and I've said this before, we've both said it, the only company that worries about disruption is the one that became complacent.
Well, I wrote not too long ago, I said, people talk about the threat of disruption. That's like saying the threat of innovation. Disruption's only a threat if you're the one being disrupted. If you're doing the disruption, it's not a threat, it's an opportunity.
The thing that most companies miss is that they have, at this point, the most important thing that every new disruptor wants: customers.
Yeah.
And so if you lose them, it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
So there's the news: disruption. You don't have to be there classic. You probably, if you're a regular company, you're not involved in the classic part of disruption.
What most companies are involved in is sustaining innovation, meaning they want to sustain and grow their present success. And to do that, they still have to constantly change and move forward and find the next better thing that's going to work.
And big change feels like disruption.
Yeah.
But if you're talking in the marketplace, big change and disruption aren't the same thing.
They're not the same thing.
They're both important, but but they're
both
not
good.
the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Good. We'll see you next time.